諦めない心君とならば頑張れる無駄なことはないよ上を向いて笑おう一度君の時だから
Following an automobile accident that claimed the life of his parents, Teppei Arima is taken in by his grandfather and introduced to the world of the rich and the elite. Compared to his humble upbringing, Ishin Arima's lavish lifestyle surprises and stuns the young teenager. In return for the gracious hospitality, Teppei is expected to continue the family business by replacing his grandfather as the head of the Arima Financial Combine. And to prepare him for these responsibilities, he is enrolled into an esteemed high school. Along with his recently acquired celebrity status and affluence, Teppei is informed of an arranged marriage with the equally prosperous Sylvia Van Hossen, thus beginning and thrilling escapades of his new life.
Number 9.
はい。キド君、今日は私と一緒に帰りませんか？
はい？
ね、一緒に帰りましょう。キド君。
The infidelity of Eita Kido's parent not only made his family fall apart, but also made him skeptic of love. Having no intentions to delve into romance, Eita devotes his entire high school life to his studies in order to become a doctor. It did not take long for the beautiful and popular Masasu Natsukawa to notice Eita's apathy. Tired of being the object of people's affection, she asks him to pretend to be her boyfriend, as she too feels disgusted at the notion of love. Eita, however, refuses. Yet, Masasu has one trick left up her sleeve: Eita's journal and threatening to post the embarrassing content online if he does not comply. Now entangled in a fake romance with the most desired girl at school, Eita's life is turned upside down. Whether envied by his peers or receiving a confession, he must cope with his newfound relationship.
Number 8.
In a world where humans can have their wish granted via the Goddess Help Hotline, a human, Keiichi Morisato, summons the goddess Baudandi by accident and jokes that she should stay with him forever. Unfortunately for him, his wish is granted. Suddenly, Keiichi is now living with this gorgeous woman all alone, causing him to be kicked out of the all-male dormitory he was staying in. But soon, after they find lodging in a Buddhist temple, Keiichi and Baldandi's relationship begins to blossom. Although they are both awkward and rather uncomfortable with one another at first, what awaits these two strangers could turn out to be an unexpected romance.
Number 7.
One day, a girl who loves me will suddenly appear before me. Middle school teacher Nobunaga has always been dreaming of such a gal game-like situation. However, the one who appeared before him was Kicho, a 14-year-old girl who proclaims herself as his wife. Appears to have arrived from the Sengoku era. She mistakes Nobunaga as Nobunaga Oda and urges him to conceive a child with her. Thus begins the age difference love comedy between a gal game-loving teacher and a Sengoku era expert princess.
Number 6.
じゃあマイクはどうしたいの？そうです、教えてください。
そんなの決まってるだろ。
Michael Kamishiro's past has always been somewhat of a mystery to him. The only clue he has to who his family might be an old photograph showing two young children, a boy and a girl, playing in a small pool outside of a blue house. In an attempt to find his family, he moves to this blue house and begins working as a programmer. He's living comfortable life until the day two very different girls show up at his door, both in possession of the same photograph, and both claiming to be his twin. With no way to prove who is a relative and who is a stranger, Michael allows both girls to move in with him until they know for sure.
Number 5.
目が覚めましたか？
君は？
私は三春瀬名かなかと言います。
Small for his age, Yukinari has been bullied and abused by girls all his life. Now in high school, he has developed a rare condition. Whenever a girl touches him, or even comes close, he breaks out in hives. Imagine his surprise when he is suddenly transported to a city of Satan, on a mystic world invisibly orbiting the earth, and populated with vast numbers of women and very few men. Fortunately, he has a new friend, Miharu-chan, whose touch inexplicably doesn't affect him.
Number 4.
稲尾とあびさたおなたな
ディアス。
うせディエロだ。
One year ago, an UFO containing 150 aliens crash-landed off the shores of Kasai. Because no one could fix their ship, the Japanese government decided to bestow upon them the designation Dear S, and making them into Japanese citizens, teaching them the language, customs, and culture of Japan. However, in order for them to become more familiar with human society, a homestay program has been enacted to allow them to mingle with other humans. One misty morning, a truck carrying a capsule that housed one of these aliens ends up dropping it into the riverbank, releasing her from her confinement. She is eventually found by a high school student named Takeya Ikuhara, who saves her from being hit by a truck and takes pity on her despite being extremely distrustful of the race and wanting nothing to do with them.
Number 3.
こんにちは。
After mustering up the courage to propose to a girl in an online game, Naibotaku Hideki Rushia Nishimura is devastated when she flat out rejects him. To make matters worse, the girl reveals that she is actually an older man in real life. With his dreams crushed and his heart broken, Roshan comes to an abrupt decision in the midst of his raging fit. He will never trust another girl in an online game again. Years later, Roshan is now in a guild with 3 other players, one of whom possesses a female avatar by the name of Ako. Ako is deeply in love with Roshan and wants to marry him. Although he entertains the possibility that she might be a guy, Roshan accepts her proposal, claiming that her gender doesn't matter as long as she is cute in the game. However, after a discussion between guild members that led to all of them having an offline meeting, Roshan finds out that Ako along with the other members are not just girls but also his schoolmates.
花になりたいのです。どんな時もずっと
Number
'It's a quick time jump to the 26th century, where a school trip to a rebuilt 21st century city turns into a wild adventure for teenage Shinichi. While chasing a talking deer that steals his bag, he runs into a strange girl trying to elude even stranger pursuers. And then, things get really wild. It's a mad dash through a city of the past as two young people discover a chance at a new future.
Number 1.
Self-styled pessimist Tamahiko Shima lives alone in the mountains of Chiba after losing the use of his right hand in the same car accident that took his mother's life. Deemed incapable by his father and other wealthy relatives, he has been forced into exile. He experiences idle days of reading and sleepless nights of irrepressible angst. True to Shima's famous pride and determined not to disgrace the family, Tamahiko is resigned to his new duty: stay in the mountains and wait for death to put an end to his suffering. However, on one snowy night, Tamahiko's insomnia is interrupted by someone knocking at the door. He then meets the 14-year-old Yusuki Tachibana, who announces that she has come to be his future wife.